Not every healthy child develops at the same pace, and it is difficult to determine if a child is mentally developing normally during the first few months of life. Most children, who initially appear to be slow starters, eventually catch up to their peers. Well, if the child does not exhibit mental skills seen in children of similar ages, then such condition is commonly known as mental retardation. Now, there are 6 important questions that you need to ask about your patient before making a diagnosis. Firstly, what you need to ask about the child is abnormal hearing, trouble seeing, difficult behavior, convulsions, disturbances in sensation or movement, results of tests of reading, vision, and hearing. Secondly, you should know if the child or anyone in the child's family has had any of these conditions: prematurity, convulsions at birth, deformities, jaundice, and a low APGAR score. Well, the APGAR score is a test given to newborns soon after birth. This test checks a baby's heart rate, muscle tone, and other signs to see if extra medical care or emergency care is needed. Well, you can use the word APGAR as a mnemonic to memorize what you need to check. So, here, A stands for appearance or skin color. P stands for pulse or heart rate. G refers to grimace response or reflexes. A for activity or muscle tone. R for respiration or breathing rate and effort. Now you must consider if the child's mother experienced any of the conditions during pregnancy, like rash, lymph node enlargement, German measles, unusually long or short labor, prolonged anesthesia, or blood infections. Next, ask the caretaker of your patient when the child first began to appear delayed and the nature of the delays. Now don't forget to ask if the child has been eating lead paint or dirt and the nature of the child's family life. Now, one more important question you need to ask is about his medication history. If your patient is taking any medications, well, this is because this particular condition might be the result of adverse drug reaction to any of these drugs. So, these were the questions you need to ask your patient before heading towards the next step. Now that you are well aware of the symptoms of your patient, your main role starts here, because you have to examine the patient. Well, this physical examination includes checking for the presence of certain development milestones, measuring head circumference, height, weight, checking ears, thorough eye exam, and pushing on the abdomen. Well, there are some important factors to consider when a patient visits your hospital to ask about a child's mental delays. The only doctor who should diagnose a child with mental retardation is an expert in developmental neurology. Before diagnosing a child as mentally retarded, you should conduct a number of tests of different aspects of mental function at regular intervals. Most cases of mental retardation involve delays in one area of mental function, while multiple types of delays in one child may be the result of environmental problems, such as child abuse, neglect, or changes in school. Moreover, certain diseases can also produce multiple delays, including muscle disease, poor vision, and nervous system disease. Now, some factors that are associated with a higher risk of mental delays in children are rubella during the first 12 weeks, or blood infections during any stage of the mother's pregnancy, being born with yellowing skin, though this condition is often normal, or seizures, a low APGAR score, cerebral palsy, Down syndrome, and prematurity. Next factor can be infantile hypothyroidism, in which the infant's thyroid gland is not sufficiently active. Well, the symptoms of hypothyroidism in an infant include increasing weight relative to height, yellow skin, thick tongue, and slow development. So now, if you are clear about your findings, you can manage your patient accordingly or do further investigations if required. That was all about the differential diagnosis of mental delays in children. Stay tuned to sqadia.com for more such concise clinical videos.